Hey everybody, what's up? Servant of Mike K coming to you right now for a video. Do you get rewarded for having good aim? Coming up right now. Yes, that's right. It was posed by C Raptor. He made a comment in one of the Discords saying, "You get rewarded for good aim," which sparked a kind of a debate, And my initial thought when I read this thing was, no, I don't get rewarded for good aim because I feel that I should, when I shoot at somebody, I should be able to dev strike them at any given time, just because I put my shell where it's supposed to be. That's my initial thought. There was a little bit of change in that toward the end of this discussion, and I'll explain on the way. All right, so the overview here. Let's just take the question. Do you get rewarded for good aim? Do you get rewarded for good aim? Okay. How many factors go into actually aiming? Where you put your shot, and when you pull the trigger. That's it. That's it. It's you control your aim 100%. When you click that mouse button, those guns fire off. It's left to RNG 100% of the time. So let's see. Do you get rewarded after you pull the shots? Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. To make the blanket statement, good aiming is rewarded, I don't know. I mean, it's a hard thing. So Jash has brought to my attention that everybody remembers the bad shots, but nobody ever remembers the 3 dev strikes you got in a row in between the 2 shitty shots. I was like, hey, you know what? That's right. That's absolutely correct. I tend to notice the negativity more than I notice the positive. I'm enjoying this game still. I'm not enjoying some of the results that I'm getting. When I play something new like the Ohio and I have 8 shots versus 12 on the Montana, and I only hit 1, and I only get, I might even get a Citadel for 15,000 damage, but I only hit 1 shot out of the 8. It's very frustrating to me because I want to be able to put these people down. That's just me, and that's just my old school way of thinking. I'm an old man in this game at this point at 3+ years. So I really, Business 6, you can't compare the game today than it was 2 years ago. Okay. All right. That's another eye-opening statement there. Am I comparing my feelings on this game today that I was 2.5 years ago or 3 years ago at the beginning of the game? I don't know. This is where the experience comes in. Yes, I am. And yes, I do. Factors. What are RNG factors out there? Size of the shell versus the armor scheme, the angle that it goes in, the fuse timer. You just fucking take your arm right there, put it out like this, and that's how much RNG is involved in each shot you fire. And that's for each shell. Is it for each shell or is it for each volley? Does it matter? I don't know. Does it to you? When you pull the trigger and you think that you have a good shot and you have that really nice tight dispersion, you want it to actually be rewarding. How many times have people out there shot that big shot and hit all of those and dev struck them? Well, quite a bit. How many times have you done that and gotten 1 overpin where all 9 shots go into this guy and you think that, you should be rewarded for a dev strike and all you get is overpins? Or how many times have you guys seen the really tight dispersion that just drops short? Or how many times have you guys seen that wide dispersion come in and double Citadel for no reason? It's very confusing on how these things work for somebody like me. All right, so let's take this into consideration here. Little White Mouse has told me it is a false dichotomy to think good aim equals big hits. Everybody wants to see those big, nasty numbers and wants to see those Citadels and the dev strikes. But just because you have good aim doesn't mean you're going to get results on the dev strike every time. All right? RNG is 100% not controllable. It's 100% out of your hands, and you have to be okay with the results that you're seeing. So good aim doesn't necessarily equal big hits. So what I end up doing, and what everybody else I'm assuming ends up doing, is they have decent aim, and I'm not going to knock anybody's aim out there. I personally feel that I aim pretty good, and I'm not rewarded for some of that aim. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. This is what RNG is. So it becomes more of a factor of, let me aim for those big hits. Let me aim for the shots that are going down there, and then be okay with the result. Be okay with 5,000 damage, or be okay with only one hit, or be okay. Can you be okay with good aim and wonky results? So therein lies the factor with the rest of the game and how it works. Can you accept the results of not performing at your peak in the game, taking it out of your hands? I think this is the most frustrating aspect of this game, is the RNG factor. The RNG factor of this game is based, in my estimation, 70% RNG and 30% of skill. Where you position, how do you react to the enemy team, and where you place your shots. That's the only part of aiming. Where you put your shots, where you pull that trigger at, is your control. Everything else is 100% RNG. Everything else is 100% RNG. All right. So let's go look at this here. Here's another question. Are you getting actually worse dispersion, or are the people better than they were? I know it's an easy thing to laugh off, but it's a factor that is overlooked. That's from B6. Look at the change of the ships. Look at the power creep. And this is where you can't compare the game now from 2 years ago. Thank you, B6, for that. And I say it depends on the ship. I get the same man dispersion from the German battleships that I'll always have, and I get the same from the Montana, pretty consistent. I get the worst dispersion from 2-gun turrets. Obviously, you have a less margin for error with 12 guns versus 8 guns, but I get this concept, but do I feel rewarded for my aim at times? I think the overall factor of this is good aiming and 1 million different results that are acceptable, and what will you accept without the frustration? Good aim, 1 pin, 1,000 damage, all the way from good aim and missing to good aim and 6 citadels and a depth strike. Do you guys, so what can you accept? Do you get rewarded for your aim? Yes. Do you get rewarded the way you want to? Probably not. So the answer to the question is yes. I do get rewarded for having good aim. But are the rewards good enough? Well, I guess they kind of have to be, don't they? Are you acceptable of the rewards for having good aim? That's something that you guys have to talk about yourself. Leave your comments in the section below, man. I am Sir Venomine K. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Salutes, my friends.